I have lived in the mountains, isolated for a long time now, for a profound reason, I'm pretty sure. I mean, if anything, I will alchemize it, if that's the correct meaning, way to use that terminology, and make it something that works for me, right? I'm actually a very in-depth person, I guess I would say. Deep person is the way you say it. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't at all appreciate like shallow people or talk. And having said this, I see I'm not associating very much in my real life, and I don't really associate here very much. See, I do, but I don't. I appreciate when people respond to some things that I'm doing here, but most of the time, much to the dismay or disgruntle or whatever of the people that may be listening to this. Most of the time, I'm kind of disappointed, because, well, first of all, this is the main reason, um, is that it's not a deep enough comment or interaction. I have no idea, right? We just don't know where the person's coming from, and they're texting. It depends on our mood, whether we hear it right or not, and that's too bad, right? And there's where I personally can care less about social media, the effect that it has on us like that, and also YouTube. See, I'm a live entertainer and I'm sticking to it. I've always played music all my life. I'm kind of a comedian. I do like to interact, and I like the idea of that interaction could be happening, or like say, uh, well, for entertainment purposes, we share ourselves, and so yeah. But no, there's a reason, probably more profound, that we can convince ourselves here without having a single conversation, right? Which I think that we should have more conversations more. See, it's going to come up more with Uranus going into Gemini. It's going to be like an explosion of just communication for whatever reason. I think, people will be like mainly online more, but what if it's sticking somehow? Like, what if something good comes out of it is what I mean. And there's where I think that, all communications is good, especially when it's an effort to heal something, of course, and to see. I get the sensation throughout all my life it's been this way, and then we use our words to relay something, is because, you know, we should let people know where we are with the understanding of everything. I don't know. It's just, see, a lot of people probably don't like somebody like me that likes to get in and to try to talk about what can't possibly be said. But now we are doing a certain kind of riddling or poetry that really, because what can't be said is the experience of now, even. But, a lot of truth, all truth, really can't be said. I've talked about this, but people who use their mouth to communicate in any way, really, texting or language, um, it's possible for them to say what is silent using words and texting. And yeah, so I don't, associate that much. I don't like associating with shallow interactions, the surface interaction. And it's kind of too bad that it feels that way. Um, and it can't be faked. I like to come from the depth that I am, and and fish for the depth of that inside of others. I mean, really, it's kind of a natural thing if they are either there or not. I mean, I don't know. Um, you wonder. I mean, I do. What the less hearty. This is a Venus and Scorpio conversation, by the way. You wonder what they think of all of this talk that kind of goes on, because I have been in places, where people are not talking much, particularly like let's talk about like a household, well, mainly the TV is blaring or something in the background, and but nobody is having a conversation with each other. It's hard for me to be in a place where, especially like in a place like a home where you're visiting maybe for whatever reason, and nobody is getting along. Maybe I don't know. I'm ultra sensitive. I have a lot of Libra, and then you can get impacted by it a little bit. I mean, only because I don't know. You just have a concern about people, and you wonder what's going on. And so anyway, it's ultimately, of course, it's none of our business. But Libras are very peculiar. Um, if you have a lot of Libra or a prominent Libra in your chart, most likely you are gifted with that concern of the other and really the quality of the relationships that are going on. And number one is like communicating, right? Because doesn't that constitute kind of call quality, you know, relationship would be communications, right? And Libra is known to come up with that better than Aries. See, we're having a full moon in Aries. Nothing spectacular other than that. It is a full moon in Aries coming up, and I'll look for us what day that is, and it's looking like it's on the 16th. And well, when it gets into the later degree, which is around, let's say, the 24th, the Sun, that's when it's opposing the Sun. But it's also, see, it's coming up where it squares Mars. And then Mars is also opposing, opposing Capricorn Pluto. And I've already kind of talked about that. And that is not easy. That is, it makes me think, like, on a bigger scale, what does it mean for the planetary, the collective? And, well, we have a watery war going on. If you haven't noticed, the aggressive water sensation. Mars and Cancer on the domestic scene, like our shells, our little homes where we think we're being stable, but it's being flooded, right? Now that's what has been going on around the world, really, but in the U.S. here, big time has gone on, and everybody's, people are talking about. See, this is the difference between surface weather talk and then real underground, like real deeper talk, like, no, now this is what them unleashing Tesla's technology. It's been perfecting in front of our face. They've been doing it and getting established, and more of the satellites, 60,000 of those that are multitasking, able to control the weather. The more particulate matter they spray into the air, it is completely, and so those hurricanes even, see, that's just a mild thing that they can do to let them unleash or hold them back. I think it's more accurate to say that they hold back the energies for a long time, and they make people forget what it's like to experience rain anywhere and everywhere. And then also, yeah, they have been building up right along the ocean line there, just making walkways and bridges and stuff. And then when it when they unleash the storms and even direct them around just by putting like wedges and energetic banking, I guess, for lack of a better word, over the darn energy that's going hither and thither there, they do. Bottom line is and expect it to get worse and worse when it comes to manipulating the weather like that. In Southern California here, wherever there were fires, they unleash floods next, and then it really just, I mean, a lot of water, and then it floods, and then, but they can make it snow and rain really hard, just like that because they've been holding it back for most of my life. I've come up here to see I wanted to be with the weather, and then watching the weather and trying to get what the weather maps are showing us. Yeah, they keep zapping out storms that come around the entire west coast of the USA, especially California there, wherever they can, they make it exacerbate. So if it's prone to droughts, then they make more drought. But no, they can cause hailstones this size. Yes, they can, and that's their weaponry. That's what they do. That's their fun until we snap out of it and get it back to us and say, no, let's make it a really nice place for us to live, right? Using the water to benefit us, instead of scaring us with it and creating weaponry. See, they did something up here in these parts where I live, in the mountains. It's really quaint, simple, but then they built these big giant curbs all along the street where they were never there. Hikers walk along there, but now you can't. You have to go either hither thither, because there's curbs, not just curbs, but just like these big giant towering freaking whatever you want to call them on the side of the road, that just, it looks to me as like they're trying to channel water and get it to just run more violently and faster and into areas where you can bet that the culvert systems, where they try to make it like gush here and there. It's running through the residential areas, and might cause some problems anyway. Just like the cartoon Scooby Doo, it was always about who who is causing all of the environmental disaster and perhaps climate change, and it always ends up in the end. At first, people think it's a ghost or something that's doing all this stuff, and but then they find out it's later. They find this masked whatever it is, and they take the mask off, and it looks like a politician in a necktie. Oh, Senator blah blah. And anyway, thanks for listening to that. Just making this video for, well, what's up to come here. We have the weekend. This is Friday, and I might put this on Sunday. Sunday. We need a Sunday sermon. But this here epic, it's in the sky already with the Mars and Cancer, and it's a trip. It's like to notice, like to rub your eyes. It's like in the middle of it, we have these scenes of people's living rooms floating 15 feet off the ground, I guess, and they're like, well, we gotta leave, and it's like they should have left a long time ago, and people are being, um, their lives are being taken across the board. That happening there, because it's quite violent, I guess, that kind of thing, and that is weather warring. That's because they can, and they have fashioned up whole towns like Dubois. Dubois is a good example of a massive city that they just would flood out and create problems with later on because it's completely controlled there, the people and everything. It's weird, right? It's strange. But anyway, yeah, these aspects that are coming up are not easy at all. This is not easy. It's not a piece of cake. We do have an amazing Like right here coming up, this coming week, Monday, Tuesday, it's an amazing Mars trine. Well, we are already feeling the Mars to trine. It's Venus, the Cancer, Mars, Scorpio, Venus. That's a very loving and vibrational frequency. It's very mystical, literally like misty water, and because it's there with Pisces there, it's a grand trine in water. And so technically, it's like there's a grand trine in water, and but there's a square with the cardinal squares is having a hard time with the sun, and Pluto is square the sun there, and then the Hunch! Hunch! Oh boy, I was out in the yard today, and I guess I got some dust in my nostrils, and I just sneezed, and you wouldn't know it. Just like you don't know how I just blew my nose. I spared you the moment. Getting back to the astrology, I will waste nobody's time. This here, it's talk about that, because Mars is involved. Everybody's patience is being tried. Men are involved with this. It's kind of like, can they handle, see, the Mars going to be opposing Pluto shortly. It's going to be happening towards the end of the month. It will be encroaching by the time it gets to Halloween, or now let's talk about it. Yeah, on into November. The first week of November, really the first 4 days, it's squaring to Pluto. I mean, I'm sorry, opposed to Pluto, and that's just tension in the air. There's a lot going on with that Mars in Cancer. It's so odd, but there it is, being aggressive with water, and our domestic scene just. It's like, well, welcome, Mars. Did you have to flood us out? Because Mars rules the warlords and planets. I'm sorry, it rules war, and the warlord, and it's in water, and yeah, Mars in well, Cancer. Cancer points at our domestic conditions, like wherever we find that, really, it's concerned with that. And Mars there, it's like, oh man, a little bit much, right? And it's sad, it's devastating how that's happening. Water is very, very dangerous. And see, the main thing that's terrible is the man-made crap. I mean, I could say man-made. I mean, we never see what woman is capable of. We call it man-made stuff. I don't centralize the speech that way. That's the way we've always said it. Man-made, mankind. You see, so that's, but with an earthquake or even fires, right? Flooding, all of it. The worst thing, the thing that we don't like, is how the stuff turns into splinters and crud. It's just all the crap that mankind has fashioned together with glue and nails and fucking stucco, just turns into fucking crap. And and I would like for us to think of something else better than that. You know. Thanks for listening. You know what I mean? Like me, I don't know. It's just time, if you can. You need to relax. People need to relax with this water trine that's going on. It's the same with fire. It's a cleansing time. It's purging some things, and I hope you can hit high ground and stay away from the fire-prone areas, I guess. But I live in a cinder block. I mean, a cinder box here. Technically, we are crazy, I guess. But anyway, ideally you want to get as much sleep as you can. I mean, really, you want to get as much, I don't mean sleep like just waste your life or anyway, but do meditative sleep. Be just listen because oh man, it could get to this point where see 99.99% of it is psychological. Why we have the conditions coming up where people are losing their lives to such things that are happening that appear natural disasters or not. See, um, yeah, I come from a family of survivalists, and it's time to be really quiet. Don't get distracted by people. Don't let people that are sinking or why they can't just be calm and let go. Let go. People, you're sinking each other, holding on onto each other. Now's the time to just find out, are you really in love? Did you really find it? If so, celebrate that more. Be with that more, right? That's the buoyancy we're talking about. And you feel it with this sun. See the sun squaring Pluto, and then the Mars squaring Pluto. I mean, opposed Pluto, and then oh, is it a grand cross? Because if yeah, it is because we have the sun. See, we'll start with the moon in Cancer, moon in Aries, right? And this is coming on the 17th, and then it's opposed to Libra. But see, yeah, there's also a Mars opposed Pluto, and see those two are squaring to Sun and the full moon, and that's if you have that late degree cardinal, which I kind of do. It's a little bit late, but it's still very much happening to my Mercury Uranus conjunction, and so just bear with me. I'm going to be losing my train for a minute, and I still need a lot of help. I'm afraid I'm not able to speak. Um, which is what I was kind of talking about here. And it's not because that I'm being super abused. It's like no, it's because uh, I don't. I can tell you here that yeah, it's a bummer being around people that don't have a deeper conversation. It's not going to work with me anyway. I don't have shallow connections myself. I have a very communicative way about me, and it's deep. And then people that I get along with, confluence, and this is all my life, it's just that I don't have it around me right now. Maybe later, I don't know. Uh, see, I would like to find at least 3 people here. But it's like, well, who do we trust to talk about it, right? But I know how to go general. I would like to talk about my love life. I would like to talk about, of course, the financial life, but then my material wealth life. Or really, it's like, yeah, like my communal life. But I happen to think that we shouldn't be so isolated. And why can't we open up here? What's the real worry? Well, I have little bills to pay. And the sad thing is, like, this is one of the things about Shauna, it's sad, is that, well, ever since the stress of not being able to take care, and it's been about a few years now, um, I just don't associate. It happened a while ago that I don't like this conversation. I'm not going to talk about this. I don't want to talk about how that, okay, in general, I don't associate with people from a hole. I feel like I'm trapped in a hole. Even though I really I want it to work for me, and especially associations like a relationship, but it's a big halt now, and let us flip the tables. Whatever you think is going to happen, I don't know. Can you just calm down? Right now, with the cardinal square in the sky, cardinal T square in the sky, no more weight. I don't want any more weight on me. A lot of people probably aren't feeling it like I do, and it's fucked up. But I think I speak for humanity now when I say that that's the design that money is. It's here to make us feel like all on edge, like no, I don't have any social life or even a creative life because I have to pay a bill. And really, we're supposed to get on top of it and say, no, I love my job because it pays me, and not only is this the main thing, is because I get to be creative. But who does that, right? I mean, I've done it all my life, and it's like I can't do it anymore for whatever reason. I don't like this fucking video. Splice. Hey, how do you like those edited versions of mine? See, I would like to think that my creative life gives me coin. Can I do coin? But I don't think people are at all gonna do it. Right now, it's just, okay, fuck yeah, can we get through this T square that's coming on that says, that sounds like this? Shauna, what happened to, rah for the human race, you know? What Jesus was trying to tell people is just to give without, see, that's the unconditional thing, without expecting anything. But I have been offering, and I know it's kind of an eggs in one basket thing, like, well, I'll do your astrological chart. A lot of people think and know that it's immature or something. It's an immature thing, like it's like tarot reading or anything else. But again, now it's like, well, okay, so, but what does it take for you people? You know, it's just a conversation. So you would probably think it was something interesting. See, I'm actually Buddhist, which uh, Buddhism is just a conversation between two very different people, types of people, and so I don't know. Maybe you can tell that I'm a little bit different here. Not in any way, shape, or form that I would want to get stuck underneath the thumb of a narcissist of calculating over. Just I I would like to meet more people that can hear every once in a while what my plight is. I don't um, I don't say much here, but I'm going to begin to because I think that that's just in divine timing for me. It has nothing to do with anything that's going on except for I think what's going on out there is kind of a distraction and because of the no communications. And why would I have see? Why would we even need like even astrology to do anything to do with each other, and or a tarot throw, or even to go on here and say, well, people in Ukraine and Sweden and Africa, man, Africa seems to be boasting about their necktie situation, man. They're all doing the university. It's like it's really a snapshot. It's like, wow, they're just in the 40s right now, and they're doing the 40s for the first time over in that place. It's big. I don't know, something the Rockefellers got to them or something, and yeah, it's very programmed up. It's very upside down and backwards. You can tell because they don't have their fucking shit together. There's just too much. Pardon me, man. So I'm here, minute 28. All right. So I was wondering if you can you see my address for my to hook up into my Cash App and my PayPal? I'm looking at um fucked up situation. I'll do my best in my 3D world here. It's just crumbling down. It doesn't matter how much I try to kick it. I've been kicking it for the seed. I remember it was, and I hate this video, but it was 3 years ago in general that I was in the process of trying to hold it all up, and it was collapsed. I already see. This is what I'm trying to explain to some people, maybe just one, that and I can't. You know, I mean, really, it's my friends too, right? But they know that I can't either. It's like, damn, what is Shauna gonna do? She's trapped with what is it, Shauna? Well, I think I've probably tried to say this before. It's the homeowning thing. I owe some taxes. God, I don't want to say that. Hi, thank God for editing. Look at this face I'm making. Woo! Don't you wish we could get out from under it, folks? The fucking, can you feel it? It's the who I didn't even fucking notice that there was a a T square in the sky with the cardinal planets. Pluto, the last of the Capricornian fucking crunch. I had no idea that was happening. So I just kind of I tried to edit some of the things that I'm worried about right now, and it's like, yeah, good luck. You're asking people to support you, and rah rah, we can do it, like kind of thing. And I don't know, man. Wish us all luck, right? God, how fucked up this fucking world is, right? I just saw one of my friends, they're involved with creating some content invent, right? And I haven't watched it yet, but I saw their title, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, must be some Cancer planets, late degree, or Libra, maybe, or Capricorn there, feeling it a little bit. Late degree, anywhere from, I don't know, it's happening in the sky. If anything, it's interesting where, give me for $75, I'll take an hour, give me 3 people, and I'll look at all of their charts, and we'll just scan really quick and see who is being affected. Really, you probably already know, and you're like, well, let's look at it, and you can just see what exactly it is. But astrology is actually something very personal and very intricate and very. It's almost, see, people don't like it because it's that way, and it can see a lot of people now get back to the shallow people that don't like to talk about anything but the weather and food and work, and want to be shit like a family, Sorry. What about friends? Have you ever had any good friends around that actually support you being exactly just happy, be happy. Anyway, here it is, minute 33 and 33 seconds, and I'll spend the rest of this time just saying thank you for your donations. I really appreciate it. Oh, that is amazing. You know, it's great when 10 people send me $10. That's all we need. But really, it's more like, don't we need like 20 people sending us $2.50? See, the more people, the less we get. I mean, really, to just so that we don't feel like we're being burned, or that I need to be any certain way, but except for that you saw me here and I didn't have to flash or anything. Too bad, huh? Anyway, yeah, minute 33, and I'm not gonna edit it. Oh yes, I do edit it though. Sorry, but anyway, have a nice day, you guys. Love you lot. Not sure what I just talked about, except for, yeah, there's this cardinal T square in the sky. My God, you guys, take take care. It's really hard with that. We're in the thick of it now, and that's why I was asking for a little financial assistance. It's not much for me. It's really not much, so I shouldn't worry about it. But see, I shouldn't let it just fluff off. I should try and keep up. And people are calling on me, it's like they want even to talk to me on Facebook. I won't even do that. I'm trying to get people to, especially the men. There's a lot of them that think that I want to talk to them. It's like, no, I'm actually, no. Can you pay me to talk to you? And I'll be like this. It's like, it's more like this. Pay me to do your astrology. I have a lot of worries right now, and I don't want to talk to anybody right now. But don't take that personally, right? So what do I do with that? Are people gonna let me fucking bury myself in a hole? I've been in a hole, and I'm helping people from a hole. Hey, I'm here for you, wow. Romantic involvement and all. Now it's kind of like, can you stop? Can't you see that? And why does it need to feel like that for me? If it's really love, problems get solved, man. And it's actually none of it is a problem. It's like, well, this is not a problem. This is a jewel. Look at this. Ah, right? Man, I think that's old. For me, that's an old way of thinking. A lot of people think that, oh, their property or whatever they have of their assets, like, yeah, money or whatever, um, is the answer to like being attractive or getting something together, right? What do you think? Comment section down below. Should we all be totally broken without anything before we get together and finally love each other? I say this, don't force a situation, don't force a relationship. See, this is the same day, I think I mentioned that the communications people were going to come and replace the copper wiring communications to fiber optics. And they couldn't make it today. And they kept kind of prodding me about it, and they're like, well, it's a great deal. And they sold me it, right? They got me to agree, but I haven't paid anything yet. And they stood me up today, though. That's part of the Mars Square T-squaring. Through the weekend, these people, I don't know, what are they doing? Um, they're probably just shutting me out. There's communications happening now throughout the neighborhood. The thing is it's the stupidest fucking thing. It's just like, okay, so it's just me here and you guys are gonna gang up on me? 15 people now, plus the fucking communications people? Why don't you learn how to help people like me? I'm just gonna stay in a hole. Don't trip. Lift people up every once in a while, because why? Do you know anything about that? Really? Really? Um, I would love to talk to the people who are not talking much, right? Especially when it pertains to my life and the quality of the relating that I like to do, or just any kind of, I can't, I don't want to keep having to apologize to people. I would love to solve my problem, and I will. It just can't happen in a snap right now. And I, it might come to where that I won't be able to make these videos as much, but no, actually, it'll just piss me off if I have to go wipe tables at a fucking coffee house or something like that, um, and then I come back here and just let people know what the fuck for. But it's not much for me, I am almost ready to make it a game, because I think some of these people talking about Facebook and the men that are there, that I haven't friended them yet, but I keep kind of going there and I keep suggesting, it's like, come on, I'll do your astrology if you think you're interested. Like, some of them, they do, but they have a program. Have you seen it? It's like a programmed. Um, it's a very choreographed. I don't know how to say it. A sketch. I guess they're trying to be nice or something, and let unintrusive. But to me, it's like, can you just, I don't know. It's hard to get my attention with the amount of stress that I'm under. Really, it's like, would you like your astrological chart done? And see, they don't know that I'm not as robotic as them. I'm going to be a human being blending. I blend my astrological practice in with my Buddhism and other stuff that I'm aware of. But see, are they that in depth? All they want is a surface show. And it's like, babe, if you want a surface show, it's $120, okay? 75 for the in-depth fucking look at your wow, I didn't know that your sister didn't get along with your whatever. Um and it's 150, sorry. It's 150 for me if you want to see my belly button. More like 1,500.